I'm not up here to bash Jalen Hurts. I'm up here to talk about the Eagles. Right now, the offensive line is struggling. The running game is struggling. The defense is young and new, and they're struggling to be as dominant as they were a year ago.
Without further ado, the man, the myth, the legend, our friend, Big Z, Zander Krause.
Oh, man. What is going on, Big Sills? How you doing, brother?
Well, we had to do something different, so I thought kind of to change it up a little bit, we'd add a couple variety takes to the table here, so we get a little JAKIB and we get a little Howard Eskin.
Yeah, man.
Right there.
Doubt,
So let's start off.
I was all jacked up this morning. I don't know if you caught any of the content. I was fired up this morning. So I've come down a little bit. But I'll tell you what.
What were you the most fired up about?
The whole thing. I mean, I did a whole Zander time after Birds 365, and I'm sounding off on people, Sileo. And then at the very end, as I'm about to leave, somebody puts in the chat, Za'Darius Smith just retired. And I'm like, no, he fucking did it. Don't tell me that right now. And then I load it up and I say it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, you got to be kidding me. So then I went live again with John, and we broke it down a little bit, and, we talked about it. But I mean, look, you can say whatever you want. I can't speak on Za'Darius Smith's personal life, but when you wait till after training camp to sign, those certain players that are able to do that, do it for a very specific reason. They do it to ring chase, and they're almost open about it. It's okay. They can help us. That's why Za'Darius Smith waited to sign until he did. It's why he chose to sign with the Philadelphia Eagles. And now in week 6, he's just said, this ain't worth it. I don't know why. People can speculate. Maybe it's his family. I get it.
I think it's because I don't care if you know why. I want to know why you think that he did.
I think it's because he doesn't think we're going to win a Super Bowl, and he doesn't want to put his body through the rigors. By the way, he's also the number 1 edge rusher.
That's right.
That's different than being the number 3 edge rusher.
Correct.
So his body's going through.
He's not a role player.
Right. He wants to be a bench guy who can come in and make some significant reps. He became the number 1 edge. He doesn't see any sight of Nolan Smith coming back and playing every single game. He probably thinks this ain't worth it, man. I'm going to put my body through hell playing 50 snaps a game. We're probably not going to win a Super Bowl because, look, let's be real. I think every real fan right now knows that we don't look like a Super Bowl team right now. We don't. Anybody who says we do is just being delusional. Now, maybe we could right the ship, sure. But right now, we don't look like that. We don't feel like that. Everything feels a little bit off right now with this team. So, and then offensively, I mean, I think there are glaring issues that people are really struggling to look in the face. And I'm not struggling to look them in the face. I see what they are. I think they're very obvious, especially from a football perspective. And I'm curious to see how they manage it. But I think those conversations need to be had.
What is that? What are the real conversations?
The real conversation are that when Jalen Hurts doesn't have the running game, he's not the quarterback that can take our team and make up for the deficiencies. My point earlier was other quarterbacks, and again, every quarterback is a different skill set, but Jalen's a quarterback that needs good things around him. He needs a great running game to help him, and most young quarterbacks do need a good running game. There are very few quarterbacks who don't need a running game. Last year he had the great defense. Defense already fell apart, in New York. And you saw the first 4 weeks where the defense kind of was one of the biggest reasons you won the game. And it almost looks like that ran out because they're so young, they're so inexperienced, and they're not going to be capable of carrying a team. And I'll put it to you this way. In what fucking world do people live in where they expect more out of the $50 million defense than they do the $250 million offense? It makes no sense. I mean, go and spend your money on anything. When you spend 5x the cost on something, you have greater expectations for it. If I spend $10,000 on a car or $50,000 on a car, you better believe I expect a $50,000 car to have more trinkets and more horsepower and more. I mean, come on, man.
If I'm going to buy a Ferrari, I want it to perform like a Ferrari.
Right. I don't think that's crazy to say. So, look, I think Jalen is a talented player, but I think he's struggling right now with this team because the run game's not working. The offensive line's not the same. The teams are playing him differently, and they're forcing him to be a pocket passer. He can't be a pocket passer. That's not where he thrives. So how do you kickstart this offense? I'm not going to go as far as Howard, but I understand where he's coming from.
You don't think they'll bench him this year?
No, I don't. I don't. One, because I think the pride of this organization, people don't understand it. I was telling people this morning because people don't understand this, and we I almost forgot that we never.
Once they benched Wentz, he never went back in, right?
Once they because they benched him in week 13, I think, week 12 or week 13 of 2020.
He never played again after that.
Jalen finished the 4 games.
Okay.
And then Jalen started the next year.
That's right. And Nate Sudfeld had the last game against the Giants, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
So week 11 or week 12.
So that would be a bad sign for Jalen if they ever benched him. So they're not doing that.
Well, remember, from what I'm told or from what my understanding of it is based on reports, the Eagles did kind of want Wentz to still be the starter in 21.
Yeah.
When they hired Nick.
Yeah.
Wentz was done, and Wentz wanted out. Now, look, it worked out. I think Wentz is an extremely talented player when it comes to arm talent and things of that nature. But I don't know. Sometimes things run their course. I'm not going to go and play hindsight 2020 here on what Wentz could have or should have been. But now Jalen became the starter. The other thing that people don't like to think about is Jalen Hurts led the team to the playoffs in 2020, right? They started 2-5.
Yep.
Gave Shane the reins, took them to the playoffs. They lost to Tom Brady and the Bucs in the playoffs. The Eagles did everything in their power to change the quarterback that year.
They did.
Okay, so Jalen, to his credit, played the way he did in 22 to solidify him as the future of the Eagles.
They offered Wilson a 3-year deal.
Yeah, they offered a boatload for Deshaun Watson.
Right.
They offered as much as the Browns.
That's right.
People won't tell you that. They offered damn near as much as the Browns. They didn't go to that level with the guaranteed. It wasn't fully guaranteed with the Eagles, but they offered a lot, man. And Deshaun wouldn't do it because he's buddies with Jalen. So he didn't want to take Jalen Hurts' spot. So, it is what it is. I think right now, anytime you have a 30th ranked offense and your team loses 2 straight games, all right, this is what's happened in the last 2 weeks. Now, whether people want to act like everything's all right or not, I don't really give a shit. They lost to the Bo Nix-led Broncos. They lost to the Jackson Dart, Cam Scatterboo-led New York Giants with an awful defense and their best playmaker on offense injured. All right. Za'Darius Smith has now hung up the cleats. A.J. Brown has been crying for 2 weeks straight. They're holding meetings inside the locker room, and the head coach is doing damage. I can't even listen to him anymore. The head coach, he is so.
Because you just know it's not true.
It's so phony. I get it. He's a coach, but it's so phony. But look, the team's right now in a little bit of a free fall, and the solution in my eyes is either be able to run the ball again, or we're going to struggle. Right? Like, I don't think we're built to be the team that has to win without a run game.
No.
And when is the running game going to get better?
I don't think meetings in a parking lot are going to make it better either.
They're certainly not. And the offensive line is banged up the way it is. Like, I don't think they're going to. So, look, I don't know. We got tough problems here right now. And again, I don't think people are ready to face them. But some things that you've said where people give you, man, do they give you shit in the moment? And even I've given you shit on some of them. Let's be blunt. We come on here. That's one of the reasons I love our segment. We go back and forth. We debate. We talk about things. Some of the things you said look really true. You said they're not building for 25. They're building for 26. Right now, that looks pretty true. You said that the blowtorch to the defense was going to be a problem. That looks pretty true. You said Jalen Hurts would never win a Super Bowl from the pocket. They're asking him to be from the pocket right now. He's struggling. So, look, some of the things you brought up, I think are true. And I don't, by the way, have people forgot what sports talk is? Guys, you're talking about sports. We're not, we have no control over the game, over the team, over the offense, over anything.
Bro, if I knew what I was really saying all the time, I'd be picking Powerball numbers.
Exactly.
Not takes here.
Like we're talking sports, but I do think there are some big problems with the Eagles right now. And I'm curious to see how it unfolds.
Do you think A.J. Brown is talking himself and wants out of this situation here?
I think A.J. Brown wants to fucking football, dude. He does. All right. Look around the NFL right now. There are Jackson Smith and Jigba had 170 yards. George Pickens had 165 yards yesterday. These are not better players than A.J. Brown.
Absolutely
They're
not.
not even in his league.
Not in his league.
And by the way, this goes back to last year too. I mean, we were looking at the playoff games last year. A.J. Brown had 10 yards in the first playoff game and 14 yards in the second playoff game last year. Like, dude, they're not using him. They don't know how to use him. They can't get him the football. Now, to be fair, A.J. Brown is a perennial whiner. He is. I mean, look, I like him, but he's a perennial whiner. But I get why he's whining. Do I think he should have done it? No. But it is what it is. And I do think it's fair also to wonder, man. I mean, what would this offense look like with just somebody that could throw the rock, man?
You mean like Baker?
Baker, anybody that's a timing thrower. Jalen's not a timing thrower.
His contract was up.
It's so, because I had some dude saying, "Oh, what do you think? Put a backup position is going to work with this offensive line?" I'm like, yeah, because you need a timing thrower. When your offensive line is getting blown off the ball and can't block, the only way to mitigate the pass rush is to get the fucking ball out. Jalen can't get the ball out.
And he takes sacks.
He takes sacks, but forget the sacks for a second. He takes 4.5 seconds to throw the ball, dude. It takes 4 seconds to throw the ball.
That's part of not processing, though. That's part of not processing in the pocket, is taking the sacks and missing throws and overthrows. All of that plays into it.
I watched the Sky Cam of the last game on Thursday, and I watched the All-22 this weekend. I've never seen A.J. Brown open so much.
I know.
I mean, he was open every fucking play.
Every fucking play.
Every pass play, he was open.
Everyone.
But they're layered throws. Some of them are tough. They're tight window throws. Look, these defenses are playing zone coverage. When you have zone coverage, you need an accurate quarter. Why do we always say when we go up against teams like the Rams or quarterbacks like that, we always say, these are the quarterbacks who can beat our defense? Because they're accurate timing throwers. They can throw the ball into windows of zone defenses. Jalen's in his second year of struggling against this. He's not great at it. So we don't have the run game right now. We don't have the offensive line right now. The defense is falling apart at the seams because they're not built to be able to handle the burden. How do you kickstart this thing? I don't know.
How about, again, you just laid it all out. It's got to be the OC and the head coach and the situation on how they don't believe. And I've asked you this question 3 or 4 times. They don't believe the guy can make the throws. That's why they don't call the plays.
The unfortunate part of that is that I think the coaching staff has bailed on it too quick. I'm not going to sit here and tell you.
I agree with you.
I'm not going to sit here and tell you Jalen Hurts' number one, skill set is throwing the football.
I will agree with you.
What Jalen does do and what Jalen does deserve an immense amount of credit for, he works his fucking
They bailed on it too quick.
All right? He is an effort guy. He does do all the things you want someone to do in work ethic and all of those different things. They've taken the ball completely out of his hands, and this is now what you're left with it, where your run game stops working, and they're struggling to this point. But I don't know, dude. I keep going back to we got beat 34-17 by the Giants.
By the Giants,
dude. Jackson Dart, I like him a lot. Jackson Dart,
he ain't Josh Allen.
No, dude. No, he doesn't have an arm like that. I mean, he throws floaters up there. I mean, we got our ass handed to it. And by the way, who on that fucking Giants defense is good enough in that secondary to take away A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith?
No shit.
Come on, man.
And, dude, by the way, the receivers on the Giants versus the Eagles second-team secondary, how much blame do you give Howie for this?
A lot. Howie are you kidding me? Howie should be fucking roasted right now. Unless he was planning on 26, Howie should be roasted in the smithereens. Every fucking decision this offseason, every one was cost cutting. I got Darius Slay and Isaiah Rodgers, nah, give me Keely Ringo and Dory Jackson. I have Josh Sweat, nah, give me Josh Uche and Azeez Ojulari and Jalix Hunt. I have Gardner Johnson, Nah, I'll take Andrew Makuba. I mean, again, but all of the things where he cut cost, this is why, as mad as I am at Howie about that defense, at the end of the day, why are our expectations that the defense would carry more than the offense? I get it. He made some fucking stupid moves. But why did he make the stupid moves? Why, Sills? Why didn't he pay the defense? Why didn't he have the money to pay the defense?
Because he was thinking of 26, 27, 28.
No. Simpler answer than that. Why can't we pay the defense last year?
Because you got to pay the offense.
Because we're paying the offense $200 million.
Yeah, you're unbalanced.
So if you let those guys walk, the offense has to carry the weight. They don't.
If Milton Williams and Josh Sweat were offensive players, they'd have been re-signed.
So we're the 30th ranked offense in football, dude.
I know.
Dude, we're the 30th ranked offense in football.
$200 million.
Think about that. The most
expensive. Think about that. I would say this to you.
It's the most.
I'm actually okay where the defense is for the money you're spending.
That's what I mean. Again, the defense don't look great, but I'm okay. I mean, when you say 50 million, all right, it's about middle of the pack.
50 million and you're 4-2.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude.
Right?
It's crazy. And that's where it's like, look, I know people just want to hear Jalen Hurts glaze all the time. I get it. At the end of the day, though, at what point do you hold accountable the quarterback, the players on the football field? You know, like it's not.
Play caller,
dude, Kellen Moore. Everybody tells me Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore, the 31st ranked passing offense too, man. Did he blow too? He's got Spencer Rattler thrown for 300 yards.
Yeah. And winning games.
And what's the common denominator? The common denominator is Jalen Hurts. It's okay. Let's just be real about it for a second. Jalen's a great player. Jalen has great moments. Jalen has the it factor in certain spots. You know, 2 Super Bowls, he's played great. Now, there were 2 playoff games last year he played like dog shit, but nobody wants to talk about that. So those are big moments, too, where he didn't show up. But he is what he is. He's a limited quarterback who can't make up for everything else. Other quarterbacks can, or at least are more equipped to.
Bro,
you know, Jalen's not.
I watched a guy yesterday in Baker Mayfield take a football team that had nothing on it.
He's
and just carry it on his back. 3 O-linemen out, wide receivers 4, 5, and 6, and just fucking win a ball game. Can you imagine? How do you think Jalen Hurts would play if A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Saquon Barkley, and Lane Johnson and Jordan Mailata were out? How do you think he'd do?
Who?
Hurts.
Oh, he would do terrible.
Mayfield wins those games. Bro.
Yeah, babe. Jalen.
He is just carrying a team.
Look, Baker Mayfield's a great player.
He's grown into that role now. I think the adversity. I'm just saying to you, man. I mean, I am stunned because I thought the guy was a brat. I think he was an asshole. But boy, I mean, I can't believe what I'm watching. And when I watch Jalen, one of the things that I've told people, the limited and how limited he is. When you run a limited offense, he excels in it. That's why the RPO is so good for him.
Yeah, but dude, we don't. Yeah, I don't. You know, well, the more we talk about this, the more people are going to get pissed off at me. It is what it is. We run all shotgun. Load. I don't know if anybody knows what. And again, I'm not going to profess to be the expert on this, but my thought process would be NFL playbooks and offenses have about 85% of things that aren't shotgun.
Can I tell you why?
Wait, though, real quick. How many times do you hear our offense is limited? Our offense doesn't have good route concepts. Our offense doesn't do this. Why is our offense so predictable? Dude, we run only shotgun. They won't put Jalen on. It's pistol and shotgun. That's it.
Hey.
I mean, you know what I'm saying, though? It's like,
yeah.
oh,
I'm going to tell you what that means.
Limited. Yeah, no fucking shit.
You know what that means? When you're a defensive football player and your OC comes into the room and they run out of shotgun 100% of the time, do you know what defensive football players automatically say? Well, he needs to be back there to process the field because he can't read it and he has troubles reading defensive schemes. That's why
Well,
he put him back there.
struggles
That's
zone.
why he put him back there like that.
Well, again, he struggles against zone. Teams have identified it. They bring sim pressure because that throws him off.
Rolls right.
Pre-snap, sim pressure, easy. Throw him off pre-snap, and then drop into his zone coverage when they're in the passing downs. And the other thing that's compounding this is the run game because they're not getting yards on first down and second down.
They're not winning first
all,
and second
right,
down.
All second and third. They're all in long situations. Third and long, second and long. So the defenses know exactly what they're trying to do. They do them. Sim pressure, drop back into his zone coverage, make Hurts beat you, and you watch him in the pocket for 5 seconds. It's the same fucking thing over and over again. I mean, we watch the same thing over and over again.
Do you think this gets better or worse?
I think it has a chance to get better. I mean, if people get healthy, but that's assuming people get healthy. Like, how am I going to assume that Landon Dickerson and Cam Jurgens are going to get more healthy in the middle of the season? I mean, the defense could find their footing more. Rookie players could maybe, get more experience. The defense, I think, has a chance to be better, but I don't think you can dude, Vic Fangio, it's like, I was doing this morning. Abracadabra. Like, dude, he doesn't have a wand, bro.
No.
Think about it. So, wait, think about this. You ready for that? You're about to lose your shit. We're going to have Josh Uche, Jalex Hunt, Adoree Jackson, and Keely Ringo as 4 out of 11 starters this weekend.
You're going to get beat by Minnesota.
Yeah, I'm worried about that too.
Dude,
I think Cobb was right about it. It's more about the corners, man. Who the hell is going to cover
who's
it?
covering Jefferson?
And Wentz Wentz will put that ball in the tight window. One thing Wentz going to do,
Addison's good too.
He's going to throw the ball. He's going to throw the ball.
Let me see where Addison is right now. Dude, the tight end is good too, right? Don't they have a really good tight end?
One thing. It says, this guy says, Zander, just say, you want to get rid of our Super Bowl MVP. No, I didn't say that.
No.
And I have not said that. And you're putting words in my mouth. Right now, the 2025 Eagles are struggling for a very specific reason. Jalen is not technically suited to fix that problem.
No.
I'm not saying bench the guy. I'm not saying I don't want him anymore.
No.
And I'm not taking away the credit he deserves for the Super Bowl.
That's
but
right.
at the end of the day, Roll Philly, his skill set doesn't put us in a position. Dude, we just got beat by the New York Giants. You need me to explain it to you? We just got beat by the New York Giants on Thursday Night Football.
Ask yourself how you think you've played for 24 quarters. Some people just are looking at the record and they're not looking how you've played for 24 quarters. How have you played? Ask yourself that. How well do you think you've played?
Yeah, nobody knows yet on Q. I mean, we're not going to find anything after that on Wednesday, but we'll see. I mean, it doesn't look good. He missed the whole game on a hamstring, and you know how hamstrings are, especially with a cornerback who literally makes their run money on.
So who are the corners going to be against Addison and Jefferson?
Who do you think? Ringo and Jackson. Ja'Cory Bennett's on IR. And
you're down an edge?
Za'Darius Smith, we're down an edge. We're more than down an edge. He's in Cancun in October.
Wow, is this game going to be – okay, so if Wentz wins that game on Sunday.
And who wins the game?
Wentz.
Yeah, we're close to – I mean, this is look, I love Philadelphia, but this is one of the things with this city. Like, you're going to get to a point where combustion happens.
Oh, yeah.
And look, we are a great, passionate city. I'm not knocking the fans. I think the organization and the team should be able to block it out. But again, we talk about the PR staff. We talk about the owner. They care about this shit too much, and they give it life inside the locker room. If the PR staff has to call JAKIB Sports and say, if Dan Sileo criticized our GM again, we're going to report him for anti-Semitism to the ADL, that gives life to it inside the organization that they have to listen to it too, that they have to care about it too. Why do you think A.J. Brown comes out every week and clarifies his comments? Because they give a shit about what we're saying.
Absolutely.
So if they lose again this week, we're going into combustion mode. Let's be real. And that might create a little bit of a spiral that's hard to stop. So they got to win the game. But yeah, no, people don't know that. I'm openly saying that. The Eagles try and blackball JAKIB. It's one of the reasons that I love doing what we do. because they've tried to completely blackball us. That, the funniest thing is there used to be this suit, and I'll wait until it's cleared up to speak more about it. But Odyssey pays the Eagles $10 million a year. Ready for this little conspiracy? Odyssey pays the Eagles $10 million a year. Odyssey owns 94 WIP. They pay the Eagles for rights to the Eagles to be the official broadcast provider of the Eagles for $10 million a year. We get a call a couple years ago. They want us to fire Sileo. We're going to report him for anti-Semitism because he doesn't like Howie Roseman, all these different things. We say, yo, fuck you, kick rocks. Hang up. Then we get a six-figure lawsuit to JAKIB Sports from from the parent company Odyssey. Anybody want to put that math together?
Oh, yeah. No. I mean, that's why I can't believe the ball.
People don't understand how much they care. The whole point being, though, the outside perception that they care about is to know there's no bounds.
You understand what they're saying,
There's
folks?
no bounds.
What he's telling you is because they wouldn't shut me up. They came at them with a lawsuit, and then there
will be much more clarity on that.
I won't.
I'm not going to speak on it yet because it's still ongoing. But when that gets clarified, if you think I'm going to leave now, wait till that gets clarified. Because I'm going to fucking unleash on all these clowns. Every last one of them.
Just because we happen to have an opinion, all of us here on Sports Talk. But see, it all matters. Like that meeting that never happened.
Yeah,
or all the things. Bro.
They got their own problems to fix. They should maybe worry about their own grass. In Philadelphia, but whatever.
So you think this could get fixed with health?
Well, I think if the offensive line gets better and you can start to play the Eagles brand of football again, which is ground and pound,
yes,
then you're going to be in a much better spot. But at the end of the day, I've never seen the Eagles in 2 years, even with the losses, really in the Jalen Hurts era, I've never seen us get beat physically like we did on Thursday night. They beat Cam Scadaboo said, fuck you guys.
Yep.
Jackson Dart said, fuck you guys. Boom. I've never seen it. And they made us submit. Guys were quitting fourth quarter on the sideline. I've never seen that.
Why are people like upset to say that they quit? I mean,
they did quit. I mean,
they did quit. People don't want to.
They quit.
They quit.
Now, some people will say, "Oh, they obviously couldn't come back." Okay, whatever.
Let's read. We got a bunch of supers. There were a lot of them going on during Howard.
Oh yeah, we'll get it. By the way, that was a hilarious segment.
Hey,
that was a hilarious.
What's it? Hey, how about this? I mean, Howard went all in. You may not agree with it, dude, but he thinks that the whole thing is the quarterback. It's not the coordinator. Wait, I didn't ask you about Patullo. What do you make of him?
I mean, I don't think he's doing a good job.
I don't either. I think he's involved in it too.
What does he look? And I'm not the kind of guy that's blaming it all on him. But what does he add?
Nothing.
What has he added to this team? What has he added to the offense? What has he added to A.J. Brown, Saquon Barkley, the offensive line, Jalen Hurts? What has he added? I legitimately see nothing other than that we look worse every week. Every week it gets a little bit uglier.
It is.
So he's done nothing. He doesn't do shit.
All right, let's get to the supers. We got a bunch of them. Guys, thank you very much. And please hit the like button. We appreciate all of you here on this Football Monday. Thank you, guys. I can't thank you enough, man. You guys were firing them at me left and right, and you guys were great.
Big Marsh, he says, damn, Zander, real talk. How are you even a fan that's jacked up, bro? It's all good, Big Marsh. I won't let them take it. At the end of the day, owners change, coaches change, coordinators change, quarterbacks change, players change. Everybody changes. All right? I'm going to stay the same.
Zander, the only people that are Eagles are the fans and the players. Yep. Always remember that.
Vincent says, have Hurts read defenses from gun, but run the actual play from under center. I don't think he likes going under center.
The only reason that you're in shotgun is because the quarterback prefers it. There's no other reason. It's not the coordinator preferring it. It's the quarterback prefers it. I mean, they set that way for him so he can process the information, and he still struggles. I'm telling you. You can
Kevin Patullo, Jalen Hurts. Blame split. What is it for you?
Oh, 70-30 Hurts.
On Hurts more?
Yeah.
I think I'm in that room.
He's got to execute.
Yeah, I think I'm in that room too.
And how about this one here, Zander? Well, we don't know what Patullo's being told to coach him on.
Yeah, right. Jay the Legend says, Howard saying Tanner McKee is better than Jalen Hurts, who was a two-time Pro Bowler and Super Bowl MVP, is blasphemy.
That's
Howard
not what he said.
SPFU.
That's not what he said. He said he's a better passer in the passing game than him.
Jay the Legend, let me ask you a question. If the Eagles can't run the ball better than they have through the first 6 weeks of the year this year, is Jalen Hurts equipped to lead the offense to success?
Never happen.
If they run the ball 3.5 yards a carry like they have through 6 weeks,
don't win 9 games.
It's an honest question. I'm not trying to put people in the corner. It's an honest question.
It's a 9-win team.
That Hurts has that skill set, that's fine. I mean, I think he's shown at times where he doesn't really have that skill set, but it is what it is.
Okay, they're a 9-win team if they have to throw the ball.
All right, here's William. William sent a couple. My bad,
Thank
William.
You, brother. Thank you.
Yeah, didn't the owner say something about making the fullback relevant again back in the offseason? What happened?
He got hurt.
He got hurt. Where's Blasting game? He won with us. Wouldn't that help with the run game? Don't tell me Van Sumeren. It was Van Sumeren. He got hurt. Yeah, it was Van Sumeren.
It was.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, when he got hurt, I think that blew that plan up. They had to pivot. Yes.
Yeah. William, thanks for the $20, bro. I think he sent another $20. He did, and we didn't get to it. He said, I don't want any outside help. We not only lost talent, we lost team leaders. We have so many young players. I want to know through this adversity who stands up. It's our mess to fix. What better way than to know who you are?
That's a great take. You know, sometimes through adversity, you find true leaders. That's right. You know what? Maybe AJ is the one standing up. Maybe he is the true leader. He surely is the only one. Is this at least fair about him? At least he's telling the truth.
Well, here's my problem with AJ. All right. And it's a very complex thought process for me because of I know how the Eagles are inside the building. People not always know that. And that's okay. I know because I get calls from Bob Lang. I know because John's in the building. I know because I've talked to many of the people who are in the building. AJ, a lot of people say, all right, even if you have the problems, you shouldn't go outside to the media. And I hear that point. But what that neglects a little bit is how easy is it for AJ to keep it in-house and get actual change or actually be heard?
That's what he's frustrated on.
Right. Because they're some motherfuckers, man. They are. They think
Were you okay with Tua putting his team on blast after the game on Sunday?
Well, I think that's a way different situation.
How so? Was a quarterback calling his team out for being leaderless?
No. I mean, that was more of an indictment.
You are 1-5, so you're going to get.
That was also an indictment on himself, though.
Yeah, well, that's what I said.
AJ didn't say we're leaderless. AJ said we suck ass at offense.
Yeah.
And wait. By the way, we're 30th in offense. So is AJ wrong? I don't know.
No, right? No. Maybe like I said, he's the only guy.
I don't think Tua's the same situation. Tua called himself.
He's the only one telling the truth.
Yeah, Tua called himself out. Not good from Tua. Do Bama QBs just suck? Well, they've never been known for that in the past, Big Drag. Certainly Saban wasn't. All right.
I'll tell you what. I thought that Mac Jones, I know those 2 picks cost him the game. He still threw for 350 yards in that game. He can fucking ball, dude.
Go ask Devontae Smith what he thinks of Mac Jones.
Hey, he is a good player, dude.
There's in Alabama's new $350 million Malmore facility on their campus.
Named after the former AD.
I encourage everybody to go and watch the video on YouTube that Dre Kirkpatrick Jr. did on that facility. There's a huge setup in there. There's only 4 Alabama Heisman Trophy winners, and Devontae Smith is one of them. You don't win a Heisman Trophy as a wide receiver with a shoddy quarterback.
Let me say this to you. Malmore is one of the greatest ADs to ever live.
Yeah, he is. No, I know you are. I know you're trolling me, but no, they haven't been great. Marzan says that's a lie. Tampa Bay also whoops us like that. Physically, you mean? They did last year. It's true.
Vita Vea is just playing out of his ass right now, too, boy. Dude, that team, I told everyone on October 13th, they're not a Super Bowl team. But when they get all their dudes back, they're going to be fucking a tough team to handle. They're beating teams with Tez Johnson.
Dude, that was a great catch. End zone. That was a hell of a catch.
He had one in the game for 45 yards, and Baker found him streaking across the middle.
I saw
that would be like Jahan Dotson having that, and that would be like your other wide receivers stepping up that were your 4, 5, and 6s. Crazy, man.
I saw some Saints fan like the Tampa Bay's 10th receiver is better than our best. I mean, seriously, they were out without Godwin, without Mike Evans. Ibuka went out. I mean, they're like
but Irvin.
No, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Kimberly says the league caught up and figured out our run game.
You mean they also figured out Hurts too?
Well, without the run game, it hurts us a lot.
Right.
It struggles a lot more. Right.
That's right.
JD3 says, is Jefferson plus 150 yards a lock this week? Ringo and Jackson better win me some money if they can't win matchups. I'm not a betting man, so I can't tell you, but Jefferson plus 150 is a little rich. I'd take him plus 100 if you're taking.
Yeah, I'd take him plus 90, both of them.
Yeah, 150.
I don't know about Madison, but I would say Jefferson's going.
Madison's a pretty good player.
He is, and he's missing time and he's back.
That dude can play. All right.
Okay.
JD3, appreciate it. Freddie, what's up, Freddie? Do you think Smith was going to be a part of a trade so he retired? I saw that. I don't think so.
Why?
Yeah, why'd they sign him? They signed him in week 1 to trade him in week 7?
Why? Because they're going to trade him to the Tennessee Titans. He said, fuck it.
No. I don't think that happened.
You can get traded, and then he could have retired in Tennessee. No, you don't have to play.
Yeah, I don't think that's the setup. No. JD said the Glazers have cried for 3 straight hours. LMAO. The Jalen Glazers, yeah, they're crying. This segment's pure gold. They're talking about your Howard and Cobb segment. Jay Fizzle, where is the production of everything the organization preaches? I don't know. Jay Fizzle, you were supposed to reach out to me. I owe you a JAKIB hat. You never reached out to me. If you're still here, email me.
That's a good question. That's a good question for you. What do you make of Nick and how he's handling everything?
I mean, he doesn't call offense. He doesn't call plays. He doesn't call defense. Nick is the culture guy. A.J. Brown's lashing out. Za'Darius Smith is retiring after 5 weeks with the team. Nobody knows how to lead or who to lead. That's why A.J.'s going to the media. I mean, what exactly is Nick Sirianni? Like, if culture is your thing, if tough, detailed together is your thing, and it falls apart 8 months after winning a Super Bowl, I mean, what value do you bring to me?
Okay, right.
All right, AJ's not lashing out, but he's soft lashing out. I mean, I'll be fair. You're right. He's not lashing out, but
I'll tell you what, he's speaking his mind.
Yeah, I mean, a couple weeks in a row of tweets, meetings.
Remember this is not going to end. This is not going to end. This is going to go the whole – dude, he waited until that Super Bowl was – get this. He waited for the Super Bowl. Then he waited for this year to begin. He's not going to go through another season like he went through a year ago, not having the football thrown to him. This is not going to go down like that.
Is what it is, man. Passive aggressive is a better word for it. There you go. Which is feminine in nature. Yeah, you think? Michael says, if I see another game, Jalen playing like Stevie Wonder, it'll be time to bench his ass. Let McKee show him how to throw the ball. I'm sick of it. I think a lot of people are starting to feel that because, I mean, the team is still built to succeed even with the problems that we have. And the reason they're not succeeding is because they're not able to rely on the talented players that they're paying a lot of money to. You know, a lot of people get very upset when we talk about Hurts, and it's like, guys, I'm not up here to bash Jalen Hurts. I'm up here to talk about the Eagles. Right now, the offensive line is struggling. The running game is struggling. The defense is young and new, and they're struggling to be as dominant as they were a year ago.
I got an update.
Your answer, though, Sills, is use the $60 million of receivers.
I've got an update for you. I found out where his teammates were on the Jalen.
That's a bad take by you. I'm sorry.
Wait. They were at Tanner McKee's
Wait a
house.
second, though. You're
I didn't have that. That wasn't my take.
You're my teammate.
Wait, that wasn't my take.
His teammates aren't getting money from Jordan.
That wasn't my take. That was Howard's.
It was a shitty take by Howard. It was a shit. He was funny today. That was a shitty take. No, you shouldn't expect teammates to show up at a Jordan event for Jalen Hurts. Come on. Jordan's paying him millions of dollars.
If I got my
if I don't pay you my right arm and a leg, I can't get you out of the Dan cave.
Listen,
I don't knock you for it. I don't hate you for it. It's just the nature of the beast.
If I played like shit on a Thursday night, I wouldn't pick the phone up.
Exactly.
I'm not fucking showing up at some guy's place. I got a guy going, they were over at fucking Tanner McKee's house.
Yeah. Keller's right about this, though. He became the number one guy, and he didn't want to be that. Too hard on his body. He didn't want to be that, and he doesn't think we're going to win it.
Think about all the incentives you're blowing up, too, man. I mean,
$1 million.
No,
I don't know how that works. Like, what does he end up getting?
He'll get his base, and the incentives won't come with it, and he'll be prorated for the amount of games that he played. Or no, because he's a vet, that money's now when him retiring. I don't know. I'll have to check the NFLPA because he retired. I don't know how they're just going to prorate that because that's his call. The Eagles didn't fire him. Now, if the Eagles had cut him, they're on the hook for all that money. But if you retire, I think it's a prorated salary. Why would the Eagles be on the hook for somebody who called it a career and quit? They're not on the hook for that. I don't believe.
The meeting with them fixing a flat. Bob grabbed his binoculars to watch the meeting. Bob's a bitch. Bob Lang is a certified bitch. And I know nobody else wants to say it. Guess what? The most beautiful part about JAKIB building and growing without any ties to the Eagles is that they can't put a muzzle on me, and they never will. Bob Lang is a bitch. And you can tell him I said it. Jada Legend said, I believe Jalen Hurts can beat teams with his arm. It's 28-25 pass run ratio like the Super Bowl to keep him balanced, not 35 times a game. Jay, let me just point you to something.
That's so not true.
Wait, though. Jay, I don't hate your take. You're forgetting what else Jalen had in the Super Bowl. Jalen played awesome. He did. He played phenomenal. He truly did. He played phenomenal. He also had a first-half interception that didn't matter at all because the defense didn't allow the Chiefs to get past midfield for 10 drives. Now, Jay, I'm sure you watch enough football to realize how insane that is. A defense, I'll say it again, a defense that didn't allow Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid's offense to get past midfield for 10 straight drives. Think about that, Jay. If you don't have that, what does that look like?
He'll never be able to carry a football team on his back for an extended period of time. Okay, 22 was the best version of Hurts. It was. And they have never gone back to that. And when he plays like that, he's electric. But they don't want him playing like that. And they're throwing the ball again, which I think is a classic mistake. That guy needs to have, I think he needs to run the ball more. I think he needs to be more involved in the run game. Because, and get this, you see this fucking dickhead here calls bullshit, right? Well, if they believed it, M. Reyes, why aren't they doing it? He says that my take is bullshit, and yet the coaches don't do it. So then you're calling your own coaching staff bullshit. Okay, well, that's reality. Your coaches don't believe it, or they would do it. I mean, bullshit on what? Okay, whatever. Did we get him?
Oh, Pumper, I got one more. Pumper says, we blame everything and everyone but number one. He's been the issue for years. Y'all keep glossing over this, but Tanner has this team 6-0. Stop lying to yourself.
But they were able to adjust around the limitations that he has. They were able to coach around it.
My only problem with like
it was your old line being healthy.
I know the Tanner McKee stuff is like we haven't seen the guy play like really like
I'm not
I don't
putting
know.
Tanner. I'm not putting Tanner McKee in.
I mean, there are people who think he's
Oh yeah,
I get
okay.
it.
No,
But look, Tanner is a pocket guy.
he is a better passer than
So,
Jalen.
oh, definitely. But that's how he's made his that's how he got that's how he got to the league.
Yes.
So I get it. I get the thought process of if you need a passer to get the offense going, is Tanner more equipped to do that? Probably, yeah, he is.
With a limited run game.
Yeah, and with an offensive line that's not holding up like it once did. Although, I'll say this, because everybody's been ripping this O-line, and I agree the O-line hasn't been great. The O-line has been much worse in run blocking than pass blocking. There's clips that Brian Baldinger, remember on Friday we talked about all these film guys, and the film guys I like are guys like that. Brian Baldinger, that the what's the guy's name from Inside the Birds? What's that thing? I'm blanking on his name right now. Can't think of his name. He's big. It's a brain fart by me. Him, any football guys like that though, and Brian Baldinger broke down, several pass plays from the Giants game where Jalen had 4 or 5 seconds. And that's an eternity for an NFL quarterback against his own defense.
I didn't think the O-line did that horrible in the pass protection.
Thank you. Adam Kaplan is what it is. Tony, appreciate that, man.
Yeah, Adam Kaplan. I know the name.
It's Adam Kaplan. And Greg Cosell. Greg Cosell. That's what I was thinking. Yeah. So it is what it is. I mean,
you think this gets resolved this week? Or how about this? It gets put back on the right track.
I mean, I think I still think this team is so immensely talented, especially offensively. It's almost built the wrong way right now because if they can't run and block super well, I'm not even talking about good. I'm talking about like historic. They seem to really struggle offensively. So it's gonna be they got to climb themselves out of this. They got to have some introspection and figure out what the right way to go about it is. They've been a successful team for the last couple of years. I'm not about to say they're not going to be successful this year, but the problems are bigger than the people on social media who say relax or 4-2 or BJ's dumbass in this chat who we're not going to pull up anymore on the screen. I'm so sick of that guy. I know we love trolls. Believe me, I like when people are here to disagree. That dude is so stupid.
Oh my God. I get it. Or like my boy M. Reyes here with the great Ruben Frank who wants to put Nick in the Hall of Fame, and yet Nick
I was ripping Reyes this morning to high heavens, but I like him. He's not.
I don't too. He's got there's some casual takes in there by him, but the guy's a knee pad wearer.
He's a knee pad guy. He's a knee pad guy.
Yeah,
There's plenty of fans like that. I've never been that type of fan. I'm not that type of fan.
No, because if you look, my objective here is to always tell it like how I see it, not how you see it. Okay. And if you don't like how I see the game, then that's a you factor. So that's how I see it. And you may see it completely different. And I've had different experiences than you, and you may have different ones than me. But that's what
what do you think of the game tonight?
What?
What do you think of the 2 games tonight? Bills at Falcons and Commander. Is it at Chicago or in Washington?
It's in Washington.
So you got Bears, Washington. That's 2 NFC teams there. Okay,
how about this here? Falcons at home. Falcons are sitting at 2-2 right now.
I'm not a big fan of the Falcons or their quarterback.
I'll tell you this: if that Falcon team drops this, that means the Bucs are up 2 on them with a win already against them. So that means on the NFC South that they're going to have a commanding lead. I think the Bills go in there on turf and they win that football game. I do think they'll put up some much of a fight in there. I do. I'm with you. I'm not a Michael Penix guy. The Commanders, this is going to be an interesting game because what Caleb Williams shows up. I do think, by the way, I told you guys that I'm picking the Commanders to win the East. They win this game. They're tied with the Eagles at 4-2. With 2 games still to be played between the 2 teams later in the year. So I got the Commanders in this game, and Jaden Daniels is playing in this ball game. Washington's favored by 5.5. It's all going to come down to what Caleb Williams shows up. If good Caleb Williams shows up, this will be a back-and-forth football game. If the bad Caleb Williams shows up,
I
think the Commanders could take it, and I think they can win comfortably this football game in D.C.
That's pretty much Bears football right now. I mean, if the quarterback shows up,
it's the quarterback right now.
I liked them more than most in the offseason. I also liked the Cowboys more than most. I'm an Eagles fan. I mean, they get mad at me every time I talk about the Cowboys. I don't really give a shit though. I mean, I think Dak Prescott's probably the best quarterback in football right now. I'm just going off the first 5 weeks, 6 weeks.
Tremendous, tremendous year.
Top 5 right now.
Top
the way
5.
He's playing. He is.
Just great football right now. No doubt. What'd you make of James Franklin getting whacked?
I mean, they lost 3 straight games. They lost to Oregon in prime time. They lost to UCLA, who had no coach and was 0-4, and they lost to Northwestern. I mean, I get it. You have a big program, and $50 million is probably chump change to Penn State. Let's be real. And their endowment and all that stuff. So they got him out. I mean, look, at the end of the day, I wasn't a James Franklin liker or hater. I was kind of neutral on him. But I've also never really expected Penn State to win natties
right.
So I mean, I thought he did a decent job for what my expectation of him was. But at the end of the day, I did think it ran its course. Like he was a good look. He deserves credit because he inherited. And I'm not a Penn State fan at all. I don't even like Penn State. So it's like I'm neutral on it. I don't hate them, but I don't like them. It was a tough thing what he did to take that program after what had went down with the previous regime. Whatever you think of the previous regime, it's not the point. It was a tough situation. I thought he handled the muddied water and got them back to a respectable college program. They went to the college football playoff last year. They were 1 game away from the national championship.
Average 10 wins a year.
I think he's done a decent job, but I don't think they're wrong in thinking maybe it's time for a new name to get us over, to try and put us closer to the finish line.
I bet you Matt Rule's name's going to be high on that list to take that job.
Yeah,
he wants that job.
Yeah.
Rule was over at Temple a little bit. He's a Penn State guy, played at Penn State. You watch him or Cignetti over at Indiana. That guy has built a
What about a sleeper name? What about a sleeper name? That dude who's coaching Beck's kid at Iowa State.
The Iowa State guy. Yeah, him.
What's that guy's name? Campbell? Matt Campbell?
What? Yeah, yes. Dude, and he's turned down big gigs. How about the guy at Texas Tech? I don't even know who he is. I
actually didn't know this about the Dallas game. I was at my goddaughter's christening yesterday, so I didn't see that much football. Dak had the ball tied, set 27-all, and got -8 yards. Bryce Young drives down, wins the game. That's bad. That's no good there. I didn't know that.
Hey, I'll tell you this. Bryce Young and the Carolina Panthers, I think you and I were both saying that they were going to be better this year. They look better.
Bryce is better than people say.
Yeah, they're looking better. All right, Big Z. I mean, Eagles never disappoint.
They don't, but look, I mean, they got to fix this shit. This is on that. I mean,
they got to make a trade for something.
I'm not really of the belief that a mid-season trade is going to fix all this.
No.
I mean, who are you going to go and get?
This is internal house stuff.
I do think they're going to make a trade though, because they were in on Micah.
Well, they need a body. What do you make of my guy, the Miami kid, Jalen Phillips?
I like him. I think it's a patchwork job. I don't think he's fixing the defense. Yeah. I don't think any of these guys fix the defense. I think even Trey Hendrickson wouldn't provide to this team what people think. He's a great player, but I don't think he would do for this team what people think he would do for the team.
No, I do not. Well, Big Z, tomorrow's another day.
Look at how quick they say I turned on Hurts. They turned on me. Zander is not a Hurts hater. Is that what they're calling me now, Jason? I'm a Hurts hater. The offense is 30th in the league. Blame me. I don't really care. The offense is 30th, guys. It is what it is.
Blame him.
Yeah, blame me. They're the 30th ranked offense in football. However you want to diagnose it, you're free to diagnose it. Okay?
Blame him.
They're one of the worst offenses in football.
I passed the blame torch to Zander Krause.
I can take it. I can manage it. All right, so good show.
You bet, brother. I will see you tomorrow at Birds 365, my friend. Make sure you hit the like button. Thank you, Big Z.
Later, Big Show.